Hi, this is Skyforge. We're on the Xbox One, specifically the Xbox One X. This is a free-to-play MMO that's based on kind of straight-up combat and slashing. You got a number of abilities. There is a pile of classes that you can really switch at any time. You have to reach certain levels to unlock classes and so forth, or you can straight up kind of buy the options. You can just switch them so you don't actually have to like recreate a character. You just kind of choose them, and there's a wide range of classes that are available to you. You only get a certain set amount at the start. However, you get daily bonuses. There is a premium system that I accidentally skipped over, and this basically gives you certain abilities. I got the super duper gold edition thingy from the developer to check it out, so that's kind of what I'm rolling off of. It gives you just like a stack of like credits and so forth. I get this for like a certain amount of time. As you can see, there's like piles of like outfits that you can get to if you want to dress up. You know, all these different designs, Asian stuff. So definitely, you know, the typical free-to-play thing. I think it would actually take quite a while to get coins and stuff if I didn't have it, because I think right now I'm getting like plus 100,000, 200,000 on certain things, which is making progression quick, I guess, to some extent. The game itself is kind of complex. We're going to get to gameplay in a sec, but I just want to go over all the details. It's a little bit confusing, I want to say, because there's just so much crap going on. It's kind of hard to tell what exactly I have. Like, I can click this for a hint, but then I have other items, and it doesn't really compare them for you. It looks like they're the same item, but it doesn't really, you know, be like, oh, this is better than this or anything like that. So it's just kind of this long cluster of items. You can see my class here and then the other classes, and then you can set up different like you know, setups and so forth. Then we have my bag. You can spend the in-game credits, 15,000 or so, to get a higher tier. Costs more the more you go along, obviously. You can sell your items, and there's like prestiging items. And the game doesn't really do a very good job of explaining anything at all. I'm very confused. Apparently I'm in this tutorial still, and I've been playing for like a few hours. I don't understand what's going on, and the story kind of supports that. I don't want to make it sound like I don't have an idea, because I haven't played this, but I've been playing it, and it's like the missions, they make no sense. They're just like these random things where you go out and you just repetitively kill things, and I can't comprehend what the point of what I'm doing is. I guess I am some sort of immortal god. I died at the start, and then I came back because I wasn't dead, because I'm immortal, and now I am killing aliens and then people, and that's kind of what's happening. We have PvE abilities and PvP abilities. I just show off the PvP, but I can't find any matches. I don't know if this is just we're pre-launch right now, so there might be more people post-launch. There actually seems to be a lot of people, and they seem to be searching for stuff, but I can't find a game in anything. I spent like 5-10 minutes searching just to try to find like a group, any group of like 3 people, because you can do 3 a level kind of working together. The PvP abilities, PvE abilities, like I mentioned, there's different PvP areas. You have companion abilities. You got this little guy, and then you got the style room where you can dress up. There's actually a really in-depth customization system in this. Kind of change the clothing, select colors, different outfits that you unlock while you're playing. Headwear, you actually really have to see the start of it when you first make your character, because you get change like the face, the physique, the hair, blah blah blah. Lots of different tweaking options. You can sliders and adjusters. It's pretty cool. You also get companions. Is it showing this companion? Yeah, it's this companion. Okay, so we're gonna back out of there. We actually do have a mount. I don't get the point of it because the levels are all super linear and there's not really anywhere you can go, but you can have like there's like a rhino, and then there's some futuristic things. I also don't get what kind of world this is, because it seems very past but yet modern, like people dress modernly, and I'm a pirate person thing, and yeah, but there's like futuristic bikes and stuff, and there's machines that are bikes, and I just very understanding what is going on in this. I'll dig into the campaign in a sec. So there's also the community, you see matches and everything like that. Pantheon is kind of like your guild. I'm in some sort of guild. I was invited, so I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. There's a market. Kind of showed that off earlier. So that's just what it is right there, and you have like these crystal things. I don't like how it doesn't go back to the menu when you back out, though. That bothers me quite a bit. Okay, so we're going to go down to the actual campaign stuff. So we have this capital area where you can sort of upgrade things. Tower of Knowledge, you can research stuff. I appear to be maxed out at the current point. Cathedral, you have followers, and then you gain might, and then you just kind of like throw money at it. I don't... So then I get crap for it, for doing that, so that's cool. And then we got this Hall of Trophies that doesn't really load ever, so I don't know what it is. It's supposed to have special items in it. Sure, I don't know. Here's the provinces. There's like a ton of areas that you can move through. Each of these is like a level, and they've got lots of side stuff. There's like the Paladin Temple, which is like my skill tree because I'm a Paladin, and I kind of move through it unlocking stuff just by killing guys. And then there's like side sections that aren't main story. Main story is like this road of yellow gold that we're kind of following. And you can see there's a good set of areas. Then we go over here. So this is where you do the random squad, and I just couldn't find anybody at all. When I read about it online for like the PC version, it's like, oh, everybody's searching. That's why there's so many people in the starting areas, because they're not finding anybody. It is a joke. I have no idea how it's going to be at launch on the console. I know it's been available for other platforms, so it might have been successful there. I can't make that comparison for servers at this current point. All I know is it takes a long time, and I just eventually give up. So here's the matches available. There's also like raids and so forth that you can take part in. Now you go like the battle there is like 10v10, 5v5, you know, sort of different battle scenarios. Group matchups. You got different regions you can go to. Now let's dive into regions more. These are the open kind of world areas of the game. Kind of free sections that you go into. This is the Lenbar Forest, so I guess this is where your mount actually can come in handy, since it is a large sort of open area that you can go and do tasks. I do notice slight kind of performance issues in this one, slight lag, but it is very much a large open world that you're able to explore, and it's actually kind of nice, but it doesn't really dive into things too well during the main story of going through this section. But yeah, there's lots of little side activities to do in these themed landscapes, and they're actually kind of large in scale, which I think is cool. Definitely didn't expect it, and I got it rolling through for an achievement. So yeah, didn't see that coming. And there is a selection of them present, and they feature some kind of cool large areas, which I think are neat. Definitely a little bit more different than the straight up linear style that the campaign follows. I don't know why it wasn't more integrated right away as far as having you to go do stuff by venturing through here. Miscellaneous, there's the campaign, just for quick. Pantheon. We're defending or attacking territory. I don't think we're a big enough group to do that. And I think, yeah, we'll go to the bag just to kind of show off what I got. So I did the level up thing, and I got these chests. And apparently I'm getting treasure chest maps or something. You tell me. I don't know. So we're going to dive into a mission. Do that again from the campaign area here. I'm going to take in the Ignam Monastery. I was like, should I play further? And then I was like, it's all the same so far, so I don't anticipate it changing in the slightest the entire time. The performance of the game is fine. It runs well on the console. At least, like, you know, the One X, I haven't had any issues performance-wise. I could see perhaps the base hardware having some issues, because it actually does look nice for the most part. You know, it's like a decent world. The scale's large, but the world, like the areas, are incredibly linear. And I say that in the sense that it's like, you're spending 10 to 15 minutes on a level, you're just walking through it, slashing enemies. There's not really any depth, any side things to it. You can go and rescue people, which I think I'm going to be able to do right here. Oh, I guess I'm in combat. 1 sec. Oh, I still can't rescue this guy. 1 sec. Wah. There we go. I rescued that guy, which did nothing. And I think he becomes a follower in that like temple thing. So these health beams are health. I was gonna be like, these bulbs of light are health. No, these health beams. They're health. You pick that up for health. And it's like, this is the most dynamic thing we've done in this, is pick up these creatures. Other than that, it's mostly like just walking group to group, killing things. And it's like the same enemies over and over. It's kind of hard to get an idea of, I don't know, how battles are going, because the health is so large. Like tens of thousands of health. Like look at me, I'm like 17k health. I don't really know what level I am. I'm a prestige something, if that's the levels. Like I said, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why I'm doing this. There's not really any sort of like structured narrative. The cutscenes look nice. The voice acting is just horrible on it. Seriously, it's some really bad voice acting. Yeah, it just would have been nice to have more of a coherent story, or one that even tries to connect itself to each other. Really, what I feel like I'm doing is just a bunch of random missions. And that doesn't help furthermore, and while I think it's cool, every single level is a completely different environment. It's like, one time you're out in like an island, it's all swampy and stuff, and then the next one you're in a futuristic factory. I don't get the context of anything that's happening. I don't get why it's happening. I don't understand the lore. I find it very confusing. That aside, I'm trying to pick this up. You can't really run by anything because it will follow you, so you can't do my favorite strategies of just kind of like leaving spots. But as you can see, like the level, it doesn't go anywhere, and that's really all it is. It does look nice though. It looks decently nice. I'm not blown away, but I'm extremely satisfied with it. So they do a good job of streamlining the combat. I kind of find it a little bit boring. I don't want to be too negative. It's very much just a pure hack and slash, which is fine. I mean, lots of people like that type of game. I don't know, want it to be a little bit more exciting. You can dash, you know, you can like dash, put up like a shield. Obviously, different classes are gonna have different abilities, but you're just gonna get an idea of what you can unleash with the paladin, which is what I chose. Collect stuff. I also collect items. I'm hoping to come across, there's usually these superpowered weapons you can pick up off of bodies, and they do tons of damage. Oh yeah, there's this robot that kind of sarcastically talks, and it's like, oh, you could die if you did this, so I guess that's fun. We got some lightning stuff, maybe like a smash ability. I mean, I guess it looks cool, battle-wise. Oh yeah, it's one of those things, and then it just kind of like kills people. Exciting, right? Oh, I guess I'm going over there. Actually, I should probably make sure. Where's the map? Alright, well, I guess we're going along. And we've got some intense enemies to kill. But that's basically what every single level in this is. This is just like, kill a bunch of guys, fight a big boss, and then the level ends. Or fight a couple bosses. I think one time you were destroying objects while you were moving through it, but that was about as like in-depth as anything got in this. I could dodge like side to side, but I just kind of like hit them a bunch, and then I pick up the health thingies when I get low. Doesn't require a whole lot of interaction. I could say, you know, there's a nice variation within the enemies. There's some combos in your guns. Like, I guess the bosses are always different, but I don't really get any context behind them. There's like, I guess there's some sort of overall villain to this. There's one guy I keep seeing popping up, but he just kind of be like, "Why do you keep wrecking my plans?" And then he just walks away. This is a very cartoonish-like villain that I don't really get the point of. So I guess maybe he'll be the overall kind of thing. But I think I've covered a lot of it. I mean, you got raids to do, your typical sort of MMO style things. You can group with other players, like a 3-party. You can do larger PvP matches if you can actually find people. And let's see how dedicated the support is post-launch, you know, as far as people staying with this game. It's definitely got that Neverwinter type feel, if that makes sense for the consoles. I still think, you know, Neverwinter did a fantastic job of actually coming over to consoles. Really set sort of the standard for that thing.
And try to avoid its special attacks.
Sure. There we go. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of little details in the world. I think the environments look nice, the characters look cool, the combat's kind of flashy. It's got all the typical things you want in an MMO. Wish it was a little bit more cohesive. Does that make sense? It just seems a bit sporadic and all over the place and completely random. Because one second we're fighting these things, and then I think the last level I was fighting like prisoners in some sort of riot. And I don't understand what's going on story-wise, and I'm like big on narrative. I understand other MMOs, they don't exactly, you know, focus on narrative entirely, but usually I can follow along what the overall kind of thing is. We're trying to save the land, or we're trying to help these guys out at this certain point. Yeah, now we're just fighting this big tank thing. It has bazillions of health, so I can't really follow how much actual health it has or what's going on with it. But it's cool. I haven't really found death to be a big deal. 1 or 2 times I died, you just kind of restart from the area and you come back in. Combos going there. Tank seems to be a little bit more engaging than the other villains I've battled, or bosses. Well, mostly just because it seems to take more health. Guess we'll finish this guy off. And we'll do the ground pound ability again. They're just like, look at how much health this thing has. It's really impossible to tell what's actually going on when they're just this intense of a level.
The rebel commander. The beams of light on the upper level will help you.
Oh, we're still going with this? It's a longer level than usual? Well, not really. They're all about this long. They do have the timing down and back. So, I mean, you get good credit bonuses if you have like the VIP stuff and more access to things and so forth. You don't really get too much of like a permanent thing, I want to say, aside from like some special outfit stuff for having the premium at any point, and it's just kind of a continued kind of thing in regards to the paid stuff. Oh my, this is so boring sometimes. You just kind of kill guys over and over, but they're different people all the time, so that's cool. And you can kind of replay areas and then do other sort of challenging things within them, like kill more guys, but do like track a different thing. You can track lots of like side quests and so forth. I'm gonna finish this off here. I honestly didn't expect the whole talk about the opening area with all the different classes to go so long, and there's a lot of complexity to it, and it's very, very hard to kind of understand. It does sort of teach you things the more you play, but you kind of gotta go through the menus and figure it out for yourself, for the most part. I can see it being very hard to get into for kind of people with less experience in MMOs. I do find the combat systems very streamlined for a controller, and it works well in that regard. But I don't know how engaging it is. And just monstering through this guy with tens of thousands of XP. So does he have times 7 bars? Is that what that means? See, that's a better example of how much health he has. But so I mean, it could be fairly fun with a group of buddies if you have it to work through this game. By yourself, it's not terribly bad. It's just like more of a grind, I want to say. You can join guilds and do raids, and there's tons of missions, and you don't really have to spend money on anything, but you do kind of feel the effect of not doing so at times. I don't know, it really depends if this is the type of gameplay you find interesting. For me, it's kind of like wearing down a little bit. I feel a little bit of fatigue of doing the smashing and the mashing. Kind of like hidden buttons. And you finish it, and then you click down and grab your reward, and then you go forward. And you go back to the Citadel, and you do it all over again. So that's basically Skyforge on the Xbox One. Now I'm going to go defeat some guy in a castle and just keep killing more people and figuring out some sort of purpose. Oh, you do prestige too. There's like a god kind of system. You can become a god even though you're an immortal or something like that. You get the next tier. And then that opens up new possibilities for other stuff down the road. You know how MMOs go.